everybody. Are we rolling? Getting signed in on all the technologies. Let me know if you can hear me, all the things. We're going to be working on an older piece that I started a while ago, but I figured that it was a great time to get it all finished up, or at least work on it. So while it's filtering into the chat, all these awesome people that are going to be coming in, I'm getting all signed in on the computer. We're going to take a lovely mandala journey. I already drank my cacao for today, so we won't be spilling it on everything. So that's a good day. I still wondering if this is even working, but I guess there I am. All right, that's on. Hey, everyone. Yay! Good morning, my friend. Thank you for being here. Feel free to join in on the conversation, and I will answer as quickly as possible while working through the mandala. Woo! There we go. Yay! We're here. We're hanging out. We're gonna journey. So I don't know if you were here before, but this is the mandala we're gonna be messing with today. And it's got a great quote on the back that I'm gonna share a little bit later. I've got my beach guitar. We haven't seen her in a long time. We're gonna play some music on this bad boy, bad lady. Phew. All right. Well, thank you for being here, my friend. It's been a crazy whirlwind of life lately, but I managed to make it here. I'm shocked that happened. And driving a lot all over the beach, but that's all right. We're here to drive and do our thing, and I'm gonna scooch this just a little closer. There we go. My other guitar is upstairs. Had my first 2 gigs this last weekend. That went really, really well. Made like $560 in 2 days, which was really nice for just a couple hours each evening. You can't complain about that kind of money. And it started me now wanting to pick up more gigs, because if I have to practice to be able to play a 4-hour shift, I might as well get paid to practice. So now I know why musicians pick up 5-6 gigs a week, because if you're playing, you might as well be playing for the monies. So I'm gonna sing 2 songs today, and the first one I sang it not too long ago, but it keeps coming up into my thank you, man. It is awesome cash. It's good stuff. I make more per hour than I did as a nurse, and I throw it in my parents' faces when they tell me. They told me as a kid that I needed to go get a real job, and I did, and it sucked. And now I'm doing what I always wanted to do, be a professional musician, and I'm making more money per hour, and it makes me happy. In the end, it's like cents per hour, because you put in all the time and years of effort to get to that point. But in the grand scheme of things, it makes me feel better. So I sang this one a little while ago. It's called Do It With Love. And it's a song that I wrote back in 2020 when the world was crazy, people were angry, and nobody was happy. And so, yeah, I wanted to kind of shift the energy with that. And so, neener. So here we go. This is Do It With Love, and I hope you all enjoy. How do you stand when the world keeps falling down? How do you speak when what is happening takes your breath away? How can you hear the calling? And there is no serenity, no peace. Awakened hearts, so numb with pain, keep being broken every day, again and again. Is it changing, or can it be energy shifting for you and me? I hear them calling when to find the time, when what happens to me matters, when I care enough to listen to that small voice from above, when I find my peace, keep moving forward, and do it with love. Awakened hearts, so numb with pain, keep being broken every day, again and again. Is it changing, or can it be energy shifting for you and me? Know it'll happen, whatever it is. I keep listening with my ears and mind wide open. I'm on the journey and trust in the process. I'm changing lives, I'm taking names on this path. Through my life, oh, I'm so grateful for what it's been, but I'm not quite sure yet if I do it over again. Awakened hearts, so numb with pain, keep being broken every day, again and again. Is it changing, or can it be energy shifting for you and me? Oh, it's shifting for you and me. Oh, it's shifting for you and me. Yeah, there you have it. That's Do It With Love, all the way back from 2020. And so then the next song I also wrote in 2020 has a crazy journey established with it, but that's all right. We always got stories to tell. It's part of my journey as a musician, as a storyteller. And so this next one is called Tears Down My Face. And back in 2020, when everybody stopped doing everything and anything and schools shut down, and I had gone from having 40 hours a week of my own time to do my artwork, manage my business, get ready for classes, do all of the things, get my house in order, cleaning, all of it. We as parents were all of a sudden slammed with children in our house all the time, every day, which in the end was a great thing. I'm really grateful for that journey. But at the time, I was like, holy shit, I can't function right now. I'm losing my mind. I'm going to drown right now. And it was a rough couple of months there. And my husband saw that I was drowning. And so he said that I needed some time and space. And so he rented me a car, and he found me a couple babysitters that were pretty awesome people to watch the girls for 3 days while I went to Cape Lookout National Seashore, which is a 4-hour drive from where we are. And it's a 54-mile stretch of beaches that doesn't have any inhabitants on it that live there. That's only managed by National Park Service people. And you can camp there, you can camp in the dunes, you can sleep in your car, you can set up a tent, you can camp anywhere that you want there, as long as you're respecting the nature and stuff around you. And so I really wanted to go camping there. We'd been there before, and I wanted to go back, and I was like, my heart was calling me to go back. And I was going to go trip some mushrooms and take a psilocybin journey while I was there during the full moon. And the car that we rented ended up, because it was middle of 2020, there were no visitors here. They'd shut down the bridges in March of that year and didn't open it back up until June. And so Enterprise, the rental car people, had like the really fancy cars. And so my husband rented me the car that I'd always wanted for the same price as like the compact mini size. And that was the Audi Q7. Granted, I don't want one now because I'm like totally in love with my Highlander. But that was the car that like I had had dreams about. And I ended up getting to drive it down to Cape Lookout and spend those days by myself. And it was some of the most amazing memories of my life on like a solo level, because I have amazing memories with my family and Christopher and the girls. But that was the first time that I like did everything for myself, and I was completely dependent on myself. During my shroom journey, I panicked, and there was like a million people that showed up on this 54-mile stretch of beaches that I picked, and like the only spot where I was where there was nobody, I started tripping hardcore, and there was a million people all of a sudden like surrounding me, and I left, ended up tearing the bottom of the car off. It was quite a journey. And I intended to take all of my paints and forgot everything. And so all I had down there was my guitar and my notebook. And so I started writing some songs, not knowing that I was writing songs in the future. And this was one of them. And so this is called Tears Down My Face. And I was realizing that all of my dreams were coming true after going through such darkness and such difficult times. And I hope you all enjoy. Over to the cave to find my escape. Nothing but wind, the birds sing. The solitude, it calls me home, where I can roam and truly be. I welcome their soft chatter, greetings for the day. Long forgotten wish granted, as I kept on finding my own way home to myself. The peace, the calm, so grateful for what I had, and to carry on, all fell into place the way it was meant to, one step at a time, with those tears streaming down my face, with those tears streaming down my face. Well, guess what? I made it. All of my dreams, they're coming true. How did I get here? With peace, love, kindness, and virtue, feeding my body of love and light that I feed my soul, and I won't let go. Holding the light for myself and others as I let go of all that control. We're all one. All my sisters and brothers, and remember what matters the most is what's in your heart. Home to myself, the peace, the calm, so grateful for what I have, and to carry on. streaming down my face, with those tears streaming down my face. There you have it. That's another original called Tears Down My Face. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, man. If you're new to the chat, say hello. I would love to say hi to you, especially if I know ya. Thank you for being here. So now this concludes our musical portion of Magical, Musical, Marvelous Mandalas and Music. And now we're going to get started on the piece that I'm getting ready to like finish over the next couple of weeks or however long this takes. And so we'll get into that. So I just got to flip the camera around. So bear with me real quick. We're going to span the tripod. My house is messy, but that's okay. There we go. So let's see what we got here. Move the tripod down that way. Y'all just got to bear with me on this part of the journey. One day I'll know how to do this so that it's quick and easy and not a hot mess every time. But until then, we just do the best we can with what we've been given, right? Right? Life's not always perfect. It's exactly as it's meant to be. Ain't that the truth? And then we're going to do this. Extend that leg down. Extend this leg down. And 14 minutes and 37 seconds later, I was a little bit sweaty earlier, so. All right, we got our microphone right there in the middle. Move that to the side. Guess I'll position this like that. You can come sit right there. And that should be good. We should be able to see everything. So here we go. Did you finish last week's shot? Oh, that's what we were working on. So no, I did not finish it, but I will pull that back into existence eventually. For some reason, this painting called out to me. Thank you for reminding me about the show mandala. All my markers and stuff are in the car, and so we're just going to work on this bad boy, bad lady. So this canvas was created by Scarlett, and she did an excellent job last year squirting different various colors of blue paint and then smearing it all in, and it makes this lovely textured look. And so then I took this to the beach with me many different times last summer. And there's like sand actually stuck on it right now. And I took this with me to the beach so that I could work on it. And on the back is a quote, because I write messages on the back of my mandalas. And it says, "How can we not look at the world and be curious and amazed by it?" And that was what some random dude at the beach was like drunk and yelling to his friends. And he was like, "Yo, how can we not look at the world and just be like totally amazed by it?" It was like, that guy is my new best friend. So I wrote his quote on the back of my mandala, and he's going to be famous one day, and he doesn't even know it, and I don't even know his name. But here we are. So I started this last summer. It is dated, that quote, you can see Nags Head Beach. So that was the abalone access that we go to in June something. I didn't even know what day it was, living in my own little world. So yeah, I thought that was really funny, and I thought it was a really powerful quote that I should talk to you all about and bring up today, and that's what we did. So where are we going to start? That's the question. Well, I'm seeing in this space here that we are going to put some smaller shapes. And I've got these triangle pokes that kind of peek through, but I think I'm going to do another little like buddy line thing, but just kind of do a little black circle, black half circle. And remember, these are the painter's pens that I'm using. Something about the paint on the back of this canvas does not do all that well with the painter's pens, and so you'll sometimes notice a little bit of fading, and that means that I just have to go over it again twice, like right in here. It could also be from an old marker and the paint separating a little bit. It is a great quote, isn't it? That dude will go down in history as the drunk man at the beach. We're gonna also come this way. I always start not from one end or the other, but in the middle. And I don't know why. It's always been like that whenever I'm drawing a new pattern. So, some big changes are happening, and I have picked up my first life health coaching person. A friend of mine, I offered to do some health and life coaching with her to get her on a transformational journey. And she said yes. And I was honestly terrified that she was going to say no because, and this is like super hard to do, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it on screen. Oh, look at that. I probably can. So some of my mandalas, I wrap them around the edge of the canvas. And so to do that, you have to be very patient with yourself. And be forgiving with yourself. When we do the hard things in life, sometimes it's hard to be patient and forgiving. But when we recognize how difficult something is, it's much easier to be patient and forgiving. And wrapping any type of paint marker around a rounded edge of a canvas is not an easy feat, but we're doing it, and that's what matters. And so I apparently never finished this little edge. I guess I didn't want to, so we're going to do that now. And you guys kind of get to see how I go about doing this. All right. There. So that's how you wrap. We're going to finish this little section in here. And give me just a minute. I'll get back on track with my discussion topic, but I got to concentrate super hard at the moment. There we go. All right. So there, you can see it. Add it into that space. We've still got some space up here to add into as well. Might as well get her done, right, guys? Get her done. And you know what? This side doesn't look as good as the other side, but guess what? It doesn't matter. Because it's the edge of the canvas, and most likely nobody's ever going to look at it, and nobody's ever going to care. And if they did look at it and they're like, that's not straight enough, they'd be like, get out. You're not cool. You don't understand and appreciate the difficultness. It's been a long time since I've wrapped a canvas. I try not to do that anymore. Because it's such a not fun journey. But it definitely looks cool when you're all done. All right, so there, we did that part. Now we'll get back on here. So I've started this life coaching thing, and I've been getting the nudge that I should be helping people heal themselves. But in my head, I'm like, who am I to help heal others? Like, I've got the YouTube channel. They'll find me if they need me. But maybe some people are too scared to ask. And maybe some people don't think that they can do it. And some people might think that, I've always been like this. There's that. But my friend, she's just been struggling. And so I reached out, asked if she would be interested, and she said yes. And so today was the first day I said, get yourself a journal. Find yourself a journal, and we're going to start doing some journals. And I got her started on a journal prompt this morning at 6 a.m. I sent it to her to start her day off right. And I was going to share the journal prompt with you guys because I know that so many of us are out there struggling right now. So many of us are out there feeling all the feels of what is going on in the world, what may be going on in our families, what may be going on within our friendship circles, within our love circles, all the things. People are going through some heavy stuff. And so part of my job on this planet is that I made it through some super heavy stuff, and now it's my journey to help guide others through their super heavy stuff. And so one of the ways that I've had some of the best healing in my life. Oh, thank you. She did do a good job. She did a great job, actually. And she loves to paint. And I told her she couldn't paint today while I was painting because I left my paints at our juice shop. And so she's got to be a little bit patient and wait to paint. But she's working on some workbooks. Music got rescheduled to a different day. So they're having to put up with my videoing today. So yeah, I started this journal prompt today, and the first thing I wanted her to talk about with herself and on her journey was what kind of transformation would she like to see in the next 3 months. I thought that was a good place to start. And by journaling that, we're able to look at our expectations. We're able to look at what we want to see happen within our lives and almost make a plan of what we would like to have happen. And it's a starting point. Because we can transform, but like, how far are you going to transform? How much do you want to put into it? Because however much you put in is how much you're going to get out. And so, like, the transformation might be, I would like to eat a little bit healthier and not go out to dinner 5 nights a week. So that might mean that you're adding plant-based foods 1 or 2 days a week, and you're not going out to eat 5 times anymore. You're going out to eat 3 times. Everybody's transformation is going to look different. Everybody's choices in this life are going to look different. And it's however you want it to look. We're all here creating our own, co-creating our own realities. I believe with the divine creator, higher power, whoever you believe in, universe, God, Jesus, Muhammad, Allah, it doesn't matter. There's a higher power up there in the ethers, kind of with divine timing, making decisions and helping us fine-tune our life the way that we would like to. Just knowing the method and having the ability to do that is really powerful. So that was the first journal prompt, was what would you like to see transform in your life in the next 3 months? The second journal prompt was, what actions do you feel you need to take in order to achieve that goal? So you may say that I want to run a 5K marathon in 5 months or in 3 months. Well, then what are you going to do to be able to achieve that? What do you need to put into your life? Oh, I got to get all quiet again. What do you need to put into your life or rearrange your life to make a 5K marathon happen for you? If you're on a weight loss goal setting, I forgot about the microphone. If you're in a weight loss setting, how much weight are you looking to lose? And if you're looking to lose weight, how are you willing to do that? Are you going to take a walk every day? Are you going to go to yoga 5 times a week? Are you looking to get more flexibility and have less pain? What are you looking for within the transformation, and what are you willing to do to get there? So then the third journal prompt, I know I was busy. What are 3 things you are grateful for today? And that, I don't know if y'all can see that one, is super, super duper sloppy. Well, what are we going to do? We're going to fix it, because sloppy is not in my vocabulary. We fix it to the best of our ability, though. It's not always going to be perfect. And so also, this side of the canvas did not get painted yet, but that's okay. We're just going to draw up to that edge, and we can continue that on later after that part gets painted. So the 3 things that you're grateful for today. When we show gratitude in our life, the divine higher power wants to give us more. And we put ourselves into a vibrational frequency that attracts the things in our life that we have been looking for, wanting, needing, all the things. Because we've shown that we're ready to move on to the next step by being grateful for what's already in front of us and having gratitude for what's in front of us. And so then you could be like, well, Mel, my life sucks. My parents are super abusive and I get bullied all the time at school and my older sister beats up on me and blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter. Like, pick whatever complaint you want. My wife doesn't listen to me. She's mean to me. Or I'm addicted to drugs, or whatever it is. I drink too much alcohol. Your life might be a mess right now. I can totally say that I have been in a messy life situation. But the crazy thing was that during that messy life situation, I was doing Instagram posts about finding gratitude. I was doing Instagram posts about the beauty of nature that I was finding around me. I was journaling all the things that I was grateful for because I knew that that was the energetic frequency that I wanted to be in order to attract more awesome things into my life. Give me just 1 second. I gotta get a drink. Woo! And so even through the darkest, stickiest, most difficult times, I was able to take the painful situations and choose to look at them in a whole new light, a whole different light. And so here we're going to add a buddy line. That comes down, and I'm crisscrossing it at the top because I can. You can do whatever you want with your buddy lines. But my buddy lines are going to hold little hands, little buddy hands. So, finding what we're grateful for, even through the difficult times, is one of the keys to success in this life. So you wake up and you're waking up in a situation where maybe it feels really monotonous and boring and it's the same thing, just a different day. Well, see if you can start to train yourself to wake up with a different mentality and train yourself to wake up with, like, what exciting things are in my existence for today? What exciting things am I going to cross in my path today? And I guarantee you that exciting, beautiful things will show up if you speak them into your existence. And so if you're really going through the shitty, dark times, if you're really going through the difficult trials, the tower moments, it's part of the journey. And it's growing you and showing you who you are and how strong and capable you are. And that's the only way to show you how strong and capable you are, is when you go through the most difficult, randomest bullshit. Because you're able to traverse through the difficulties and adapt and do what you can to move through it to the best of your ability. And in the words of Katy Perry, because she's one of the most, no, I'm just kidding. She is a phenomenal musician. However, she sold her soul a long time ago. But she did sing a song that was very powerful and hit me when my kid was screaming in the back seat when she was like 15 months old. And the other one was crapping her pants so bad that I changed her diaper like 3 or 4 times that day and changed her whole outfit. And I got in the car and all I wanted to do was cry. And that song came on the radio and it was, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stand a little taller. Something, 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 and something, something." Yeah, that's Katy Perry. And she's right. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Oh, it's 11/11. Hashtag winning. We saw that while we were driving back to do this video. So happy 11/11 if you're in middle of America time. Yay! Yeah, so what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And if you can find your gratitude through that, you're going to have good things coming your way. So when the darkness is there, look for the sunshine. Journal. I'm grateful that the sun is shining today. If it's not shining, I'm grateful that it's raining because the plants need water and now I don't have to water them myself. So the sky's going to do it for me. And the plants always grow better when they get rain. When they get city water, they do not grow the same. They need whatever's in the sky, whatever's coming from the clouds, they need it to be able to grow as healthy and strong and powerful as they want to be. And I guess that kind of goes for us too. Like, we can sustain on city living, we can make it, but it doesn't mean that you're going to be as healthy as you could be if you immerse yourself in nature every once in a while. So, things that I've been grateful for in the past when I've gone through my most difficult situations was the snow and the cleansing capabilities of the snow. It was the sun shining, the clouds, rainbows, seeing wildlife, driving through the city, whatever I could find, seeing squirrels playing in the yard, I would hold on to that energy and that gratitude. And it would shift my experience and take me into a whole new energetic field. And then it would bring new energetic opportunities and possibilities into my life. And so just by finding that gratitude, you're shifting your vibration and you're changing your existence. The next thing that I encouraged her to journal about, and before we get started on that, is I'm going to show you guys my layering technique and how to hide petals behind other petals. And so we're going to put petals in between these guys, but we're going to run them behind the buddy lines. And I'll show you what this means here in just a moment as we get started. And these ones are going to stick out a little bit higher. So we're going to come down like this. And we're going to hide it behind the buddy line. And you want to make sure that you're connecting your lines accurately or it looks weird. So just spend a little time going back and going over the lines again. And you want to leave that space in the middle. Shoot. I just got distracted because my daughter's going to go babysit later on. You want to leave this space here in the middle because that's what's going to give the effect of these petals falling behind these ones that are more forward. All right, so getting sidetracked, but that's okay. The next journal prompt is, what 3 things are you excited for today? And this whole journal prompting started big time. I had gotten into it before, but had lost sight of it during some trials and tribulations. And my friend Sophie and I took a vacation together. And during that vacation, a lot of stuff came out about my family and a lot of stuff that I had feelings about my family. And we had a whole night that I just freaking burst out crying, and she was like being my therapist on this vacation. And I was really embarrassed afterwards that happened like that. But she told me a lot of things, and she said, you have to stop focusing on the past, and you have to stop focusing and giving a shit about any of those people that don't care about you the way that you want them to. They care about you, but not in the way that you want them to. And you need to let go of all those expectations and live your life. And I was like, oh, and she goes, no, Mel, like, suck it up, buttercup, and get over it. And you need to journal. And that's how you're going to get through this. And I was like, journaling is not going to do anything for me. Well, guess what? It did. It always does. And she told me to find 3 things every day that I was grateful for, and 3 things every day that I was excited for. And so I used that wisdom today to send the love onto somebody else and the teachings onto somebody else. And that's the like coolest part about community and coming together and cohabitating on this planet together, is that we can teach each other the things that nobody taught us in school. Like, why aren't we teaching kids about gratitude journaling? Why aren't we teaching kids about manifestation? Why aren't we teaching kids that they are powerful co-creators of their existence and their reality? Well, that would mean that we don't have slave subjects within the system and the corporate system to go and work the menial jobs that the corporations want us to work for very minimal pay and slave away for our entire lives instead of enjoying ourselves and being entrepreneurs and living life to the fullest and the best way that we know how and are possible to live it. Because then we'd break the system, and then there would be no system, and then all the rich ass people on the top would be sad. So that's why they don't teach this stuff in school. That's why we chose to homeschool. And if you're a kid watching this at a later date, I highly recommend getting into journaling and maybe diving in a little bit more into manifestation and seeing what it's all about, because it works. It truly works. I'm walking living proof of that. And so for that last, not that last one, well, I guess this past journal prompt, 3 things that you're excited for today. And if you're going through hard times, if you're going through difficulties at the moment, still find something to be excited for. And for me, back then, going through darkness before even this conversation with my friend, living in Durham, separated from the husband, living this single parent lifestyle, exhausted, utterly exhausted, sleeping 10 hours over a 3-day period because I was working night shift, couldn't sleep very well, worked the whole weekend, and then went and took my kids to school and did everything that I had to do Monday morning after getting out of work. It wasn't a whole lot to be excited about. But I remember thinking to myself, like, I'm excited to go to Duke Gardens and draw mandalas today. I'm excited to go to the park and hang out with my kids on the playground after school today. I'm excited to go for a walk at, River State Park. Like, just finding the simple things to be excited for, because that also is going to raise and increase your vibrational frequency and put you into a different space than if you're sitting and grumbling and bitching about how life doesn't look the way that you want it to. And for the last prompt that I encouraged her to write about, what are 3 things that you love about yourself today? And no one else taught me to do that. And honestly, I've never done that before. But I thought it was important to encourage someone to look for the things that they like about themselves instead of thinking about all the things that they wish they could change or wish they could have different. Instead, choosing to find things that they love about who they are and what they're becoming and who they've become up until this point. So, for example, I'll be the first to try it out. And granted, it's been very hard to find self-love for me, especially if you come from childhood trauma, childhood abuse, feelings of not good enough, unworthiness, undeserving. It's very, very hard to find the things that you love about yourself. But today, the things that I love about myself is that I'm kind to animals. I got to meet a fellow vegan friend at the park today, which was really exciting. Another thing I love about myself is my ability to talk to people and conversate with people and have random conversations about my journey and about random journeys in life. Because if I didn't have that superpower, I'd miss out on all these like really cool conversations with people. I'd miss out on doing what I'm doing right now. So like, I'm super grateful for that. I love that I'm able to go and talk to anybody. And I learned that from my biggest abuser. That was my dad. He taught me when I was younger, and we would drive everywhere and he'd wave at everybody. And I didn't understand why he always waved. I thought it was weird, and I was like, why do you wave to people? And he's like, well, you never know what their life is like, and you never know what they're going through, and if you wave and smile at them, it might brighten their day, and you might make a new friend. And from that point on, like, anytime I've driven anywhere, I'm waving at people. In the boat, waving and smiling at people. Um, doesn't matter, just waving and smiling, because the world needs more waves and smiles than it needs grumpy and fear and all the other things that go along with that. And so for that, I'm grateful today. You know what the last thing I'm grateful for? Because I try to be grateful for it every day, because you never know when you're not going to have it anymore. My hair. Of all the things, I was super grateful about my hair today, and I love my hair. And it didn't always used to be this nice, and I've really started treating my hair with a lot of respect and kindness and love, because so many people I know have gone gray or are losing their hair, or their hair is brittle and breaking and falling out. And so I let myself know today. I was like, I love you, hair. Because if we don't love the things that we have, if we don't love who we are, we become something different, or we lose what we really cared about and loved. And so we have to show our appreciation for the people and the things and everything that's in our life. Otherwise, you end up losing it, and then you learn the appreciation for it, and then it takes that much longer to get it back, right? Our older daughter today got frustrated with the youngest because she likes to make noises pretty much all the time. Random noises, and makes noises for like stuffed animals and critters and all that. And I said, think about where she gets that from. As I'm driving down the highway, going, meow. Or I'm making my sound effects to draw the mandalas. Meow. Life's more fun when there's sound effects added. I feel like life would be way more fun if it was a musical. And sometimes I make it my own musical and dance in the checkout aisle at the grocery store because I can. So maybe in the chat, could open it up and get y'all to maybe message some things that you guys are grateful for. What are you grateful for? What do you love about yourself today? What are you excited for today? What are you looking to transform within yourself today? Maybe over the next 3 months, maybe over the next year. Nobody wants to say what they're grateful for. Well, guess nobody out there wants to shift their vibrational frequency, huh? That's okay. Y'all shift your vibrational frequency when you're ready to. I think I told myself last time that I was working on this mandala. It was just easier to go back in and fill in the sides later on, which might be true. Ooh. You were going to buy a journal to help you stop procrastinating, and yet you haven't done it. because you procrastinating. Ah, it's funny. Sorry. It's like a corny, kind of cheesy funny, right? Right? Um, you need to get an awesome journal like this handy guy. Because who doesn't need the diary of a badass vegan for random scribbles and important shit, volume 1. Best journal ever. Well, I'm glad to hear you have so much gratitude and gratefulness running rampant in your life, because not everybody is able to see that. I managed to find so much to be grateful for every day. Otherwise, I don't think I'd be here. And I'd be like super grumpy and not pleasant to be around. And that kind of describes a lot of the collective consciousness right now, but that's okay because they're coming around. They're waking up. We're all waking up in our own steady way. And I know that it seems hopeless at times, but it's happening. It's definitely happening. Oh, and good news, unless I pick up a music gig, which is also a possibility. Although I haven't been reaching out to anybody, so that might not happen unless I reach out. I will have live music playing on Thursdays from 4:30 to, actually it might be 4 to 5:30, and just play live music as if I was playing out at a restaurant, and that way it gets me uncomfortable with recording myself and doing it anyways, and it also forces me to be accountable in practice. So I figured I'd offer that up to y'all. If you can make it, great. If you can't, no worries. You're here because of my attitude towards life. Well, that can't have everything to do with it. I bet you're here because of other reasons, but or maybe you just mean here in this moment doing what we're doing. Right? So I am going to have to get going here about another 10 minutes. We got about 10 minutes to go. I've got to go pick up the middle daughter from her beach party. Which shift camp are girls going to? All right. So making sure I'm not missing out on any information, but going to pick up Lulu from a slumber party that she went to where kids get to have the coolest birthdays here because they can go to the beach and jam on and live their best life, right? So the question is, where are we going to go from here? And we've layered these petals behind the ones that are there in front. Another thing that we can do to help pop these ones forward so they come forward more is we can add a little texture to them. And I like to do that with some lines, especially with something that small. And so I'm going to come in and do that. And we're going to make little line marks here. I guess that's not on camera. And if you go past the previous petal lines, that's okay. You can go over the petal outsides and smooth it over. And remember, like each line that's drawn on this canvas has not just been drawn once, it's usually been drawn 2 or 3 times. And that's just like the pathways that we take in this life. You don't learn things the first time, it takes 2 or 3 times to figure it out. And so just have patience for yourself, have patience for the process. Been talking a lot to people around me about the healing power of mandalas. And the person I'm coaching is going through this time where there's this like little dog staying with her as a pet sitting thing when her friends went out of town. And the little dog is like always there, constant. And she's like, I can't meditate. And I said, that's okay. Like, I had 3 little tiny children going around. Why do you think I did mandalas all this time? And she's like, I never thought about it like that. I was like, it's conscious meditation. You can totally be present, but not at the same time. And I did 2 hospital orientations creating mandalas and being able to pay attention and answer questions, but still be in this meditative, calm state because I was so nervous going back to work and didn't want to be there at all. So I was able to escape into the artwork while sitting through 60 hours of BS crap that you have to train into every time you go to a new medical facility. Um, Wish there had been a fast track for that for travelers because it's pretty much the same stuff, just a different ball game at each hospital that you go to. But since you have to do it and it's mandatory, I took mandalas with me. Actually, I brought a pen. They might have given me a pen. They gave me a blank folder with a bunch of papers in it, and I was like, oh, this looks like a great folder to put a bunch of mandalas all over. And once I started doing it, the people that were sitting next to me were like, why are you here? I was like, what do you mean? And they were like, don't you like do artwork? And I said, yeah, but it doesn't pay my bills. They're like, you need to go be doing your artwork. I said, well, when it pays my bills, I'll be there. But until then, I'm here. And it's really funny too. I almost got a job doing a wall mural while we lived in Durham in Chapel Hill at the Google office in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. And I went and I interviewed for this wall mural in the hallway. And then for whatever reason, it got denied and they didn't want to do it. And I was very early and new into my journey of wall murals and doing the mandalas and not in a good mental emotional space at the time, going through divorce with the husband. But this wall mural fell through, and then after everything that happened in the last several years, I was like, Google didn't deserve my mandalas. Whoa. And I'm glad that I didn't permanently graffiti the walls of Google, because then my energy would have been there permanently, and that wouldn't have been cool either. I leave a part of my soul behind when I create these. So the things in our life that we may desperately want, and I desperately wanted that job. I wanted to be doing wall murals. I wanted people to pay me for my artwork and not have to go back into the medical industry that I knew didn't align with my heart, body, mind, or soul. It felt like prison, and I cried the day I had to go get a flu shot, and I sobbed, and I tried to bribe the pharmacist with $100 bill that I didn't have to give. Like, I was just, that was my kid's grocery money, and I wanted to give her $100. I had it in my pocket, and I said, I whispered it, please, I will give you $100. Just sign that you gave me this flu shot. And she's like, ma'am, I won't do that. Do you want the shot or not? And I was like, I need a job. All right, I'll take the shot. I regret that decision, but there's nothing I can do to go back and change it. Um, has it affected me? Who knows? But I definitely don't trust that crazy shit that they put in those shots for good reason. It just went against everything in my body to go back into the system. But going back into the system gave me new insight. Going back into the system, I worked in hospice, and working in that department in that area gives you a completely new vantage point on life, how precious life is, how fleeting life is, and helped me to find gratitude for the things that I had in my life. Even though they were rocky and difficult, at least it wasn't what these other people may have been going through. Um, it also opened my eyes to the spiritual world and everything within the spiritual realm, from the light to the darkness. And so seeing people talk to God before they died, seeing people talk to lost loved ones before they died, feeling the presence of lost loved ones before they died. At one point during my experience there, I've had people tell me that I'm psychic. I've had people tell me that I'm an empath, and I've had people tell me that I'm like highly spiritual, intuitive person. And I didn't believe it until working there, and I would hear the voices of my patients, even though they were in like a coma like sedated state from all of the medication that we gave. I could hear their voices. in my brain, I could hear them talking, and that changed and shifted so many things within me. So taking a journey that we don't necessarily want to take for whatever reason might teach you things about yourself, might teach you things about the world around you that you wouldn't have been able to learn had you not taken that journey. Aw, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I like to bring all the things to the table to help folks shift and evolve on their journey too, you know? So yeah, we added all these little hatch marks. Took a journey back to hospice, heard some voices in hospice. I'm seeing these little guys in the center and I want to color them in, so we're going to do that. Why not? Oh, I see why I didn't do that originally, but we're going to do it anyways. It's calling to me. We're going to do it anyways. La 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 la. All right. So, I think this is a good stopping point. Anything that I do is going to take another 10 minutes to go around. So, with all of that said, I'm so grateful to be with y'all here today and enjoy this live video with you all. I'm going to let some bunnies out on the porch. They're dancing around at the door. We took them to the park today, and they were running around and hilarious, as always. And then we put them in the car to bring them home, and it's going to be about 90 today. And I put the air conditioning on in the car, and they all climbed into one little carrier, and the carrier's like this big and wide. And then there were three little baby bunnies. Well, they're not babies anymore. They're pretty big. And then the mom, and their legs were like sticking out the back. It was too funny. They were all stuffed in there. Oh, and you're welcome for that not new original song, new to you, but it's been around for a while now. And I made the decision, I think, that I'm going to play covers at my job on the off times, and then I'm going to play the original music. I might do like a solid hour straight at my gigs of original because people really like it and they enjoy the difference in the music. So that's been really cool experience watching people reacting to what I'm writing and the songs and the music, all of it. So thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for taking this journey with me today. I'm really grateful to be able to be here with you all. I'm grateful for the sun shining. I'm grateful for the warm temperature. I'm grateful for the bunnies. And I'm grateful for the ability to share and communicate with you all through the ethers, even though we all are existing in different realities and different timelines and different areas of the world. We all get to come together and share this experience here. So thank you all again for being here. I want to send you so much peace, so much love, and so much namaste. And hasta luego, mis amigos. Adios. See you next time.